I'm John Chalmers, and I'm here with Dave Kendall, our Chief Officer, who has helped us to understand, like never before, the challenges we are facing as a church. But first things first, Dave, tell us why you are relishing this job.
Well, John, in my previous work, folks said that they saw me as a Christian in business because of the way I went about my work. I saw that as the greatest of compliments, but now I relish the job because it combines my faith and work in one. I can't deny that it's hugely challenging, but it matters to me, and I am convinced that we can and will shape a positive future.
Dave, I've always been impressed at how you remain optimistic about the future.
Yes.
Can you explain why that is when, for instance, membership of the church continues to decline, finances are under strain, and we're projecting over the next 5 years a reduction to around 600 full-time equivalent ministries?
Here we are. John, my optimism about the future is grounded in my faith and in the belief that society needs the work and influence of the Church of Scotland to continue. But optimism has to be based on a realistic understanding of the challenges we face. That is why we've developed a comprehensive financial modelling system to help us make well-informed decisions about the future. So, for instance, we now know that the current trends in full membership and our overall finances are going in the wrong direction. So until the decline is arrested and turned around, we have to be realistic about what we can afford. We also know that 40% of our ministers are over the age of 60. As many as 60% of our ministers could retire in the next 10 years. And every year, somewhere between 2 and 3 times as many ministers retire as are being recruited. Take these two things together, and we'll be doing well to maintain 600 ministries. So what we're saying is that it's realistic for us to design the church around 600 full-time equivalent ministries, and the Presbytery mission plan should be built around no more than 660 charges. But there's no need to be despondent about that. It's an opportunity to reshape the church for mission. We only have to look at what congregations have been doing in the last year to see that people are ready and able to rise to the challenges that we face. Now, we really need to speed up our progress with introducing new forms of church, finding different ways of engaging people, whilst encouraging leadership from some of our highly talented and gifted members.
Dave, you asked me about how we could get buy-in from the wider church. Do you have any insights into how the kind of changes that are being proposed can be implemented?
Firstly, I've spoken to scores of people who've told me of the challenges they are facing. They know that we're at the start of a significant program of change, which does bring with it uncertainty. So if we're able to take people with us, we need to keep talking and listening. Secondly, we are working to improve the way we communicate with the wider church. We are one church, and a major part of my role is to ensure that the national administration is connected to the local church and the new presbyteries. The message I want to get across to everyone is that we are in this together, and it's a shared agenda, and we need to support one another on this journey. Thirdly, there are cultural changes that we do need to grapple with. There's a lot of strain just now, but this shouldn't lead to negativity in our conversations and relationships. Love and respect should be at the heart of everything that we do. As a starting point, we've introduced a values charter to establish expectations around our behaviours in the national office. Taking this further, it is my view that we need to develop a more positive and supportive culture across the church in which there is mutual respect and understanding. How we engage with and encourage one another is an important aspect of bringing about the changes. My final point is that I am really excited about the introduction of the Head of Faith Action Programme. This will help us to bring the work of the two forums into a single prioritised plan. Alongside that, The development of targeted education programs are key to developing the leadership that the new normal will require.
So in the last analysis, Dave, what's the biggest challenge that you feel we are facing, and what's the key to overcoming the things that stand in the way of success?
These are uncertain times for the church, exacerbated by the pandemic. I'm always hopeful and optimistic, but there are challenges which I'm sure we can overcome. Close management of our finances over the coming years, doing all that we can to maintain ministry numbers, including recruitment and training for the new forms of leadership that the church needs. Changing the shape of presbyteries at the same time as implementing far-reaching mission plans. But just look at the distance we've travelled in the last year in terms of what we can achieve by working together, especially how we transformed our ways of being church during the pandemic. Then there's the success we've had in achieving the challenging goals as set by General Assembly 2019 that many thought impossible. The only thing that might stand in the way of further progress is a willingness to engage in the absolutely necessary change process that lies ahead. That is where leadership, which is grounded in prophetic faith, will be the key.
Dave, thank you very much.
Thank you, John.